Yo, what's good? Man, I just want to let y'all know what y'all should be doing when it's a slow season or even just a slow day. So like today, I had like a $30 order from freight. Then I backdoored and had like a $28 order from freight. And then I grabbed the order from Warp. That was like $30 going 10 miles. And normally, when things are really rolling, I don't like to accept anything inside this cargo van for under $50. But from January through March, it get a little slow. So during those times, you really want to rely less on the apps and rely more on your personal business. And so in this cargo van, you can do things like junk removal. You can do things like moving services, or even pick up and drop off for your own personal customers. So the two avenues that I like to go down for those paths are Craigslist. Now keep in mind, when you think of Craigslist, I know before I got in this cargo van, I was like, boy, Craigslist that's over with. But a lot of people use Craigslist for labor services, whether it's a mobile mechanic, or whether it's somebody that needs a fence put up, or they need a lawnmower service, or what they call it, a landscaping service. In my case, people are looking for movers, and they're also looking for people to pick up and drop off items that they can't pick up for themselves. Let's say a couch, or let's say tile. There's a lot of construction workers out here, they got pickup trucks, they can go do that, but they much rather just pay you real quick to go to the tile shop and pick up 1,000 pounds worth of tile. Now mind you, for something like that, when you get to the tile shop, they're gonna load it up with a forklift. But once you get to the drop-off location, hopefully you got some people that'll help you offload it, or else you'll be offloading it yourself. Now, for 1,000 pounds, you'll probably be looking at several pieces that weigh about 50 pounds a pop. So you're looking at what, 20 items? You know, you're gonna have to really get your muscle on for that, but it's worth the bread, you know, you working for yourself. Now, with all of that being said, you really want to put your service on Craigslist, and you want to put your service on Thumbtack. Now, for Thumbtack, for those who don't know, is basically an app or website that allows you to put your service on there. Again, you will see people that have landscape businesses, you will see people that are painters, you will see people that do woodwork, and in my case, I have a moving service on there, I have junk removal service on there, and I have what they call heavy lifting on there. And so for Thumbtack, you will pay for leads, but there are two ways that you can do so. The first way is you can set up a weekly budget. Let's say your weekly budget is $100. They're going to find customers for you that need your service, and they're going to send you those customers. And when they send you those customers and that customer actually contact you, they'll deduct funds from your budget. Now, in terms of how much those funds are, it depends on the job type. Some people need a studio move. Some people need a 1-bedroom move. Some people have a lot of junk. Some people have a little junk. Once that customer contacts you, it'll be an associated price with that customer, so you will see exactly how much you're getting charged. And again, every customer will have a different price tag. So that's one way. Another way is, instead of setting up a weekly budget, you can go to the Opportunities tab. And on that tab, it'll show you everybody that's looking for your service. Not yours specifically, but your category. And so you have the option to reach out to these people. If they do not respond, you don't get charged. However, if they do respond, you will get charged, even if it's not a successful transaction. Now, before reaching out to that customer, they'll have a little button that you can tap, and it'll actually show the price of that opportunity. So once you reach out to them, it'll have a section to where you can put your price, and then you can actually type the message. What I like to tell people is, with your message, you want to be very intentional. So instead of saying, hello, I can do this service for you, which tends to lead to a back and forth conversation, you want to say something really, really intentional, like, hey, I can do this service for you and I'm available today. What time works best for you? That way, their only response should be, hey, this time works best for me. Or, hey, I'm not available today, can we set it up for tomorrow? That way you're closer to closing that sale. Now the reason I'm telling you this is because if that customer responds to you, you're going to be charged right away. Even if that customer leaves you high and dry, stops responding, or ultimately just don't want your service. Now, because they have a section for the price, that customer is going to see the price right away. So if that price is too high or unfavorable, or maybe they have cheaper options, 9 times out of 10, they're not even going to respond to you. But if they do respond, that means they're okay with your price. And that's why it's very important on that initial message, you try to close the sale right away. They already see the price. You just need to be getting the date and the time. That's it. Now to bring it back to me accepting those $30 orders and the orders that's under $50, during this slow season, I'm gonna start stacking those. If they come and the dollar to mile ratio is favorable, then I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna keep the wheels turning. I'm gonna start collecting these small orders, because 30 here, 30 there, 40 here. Next thing you know, I got $100, and then boom, I might get a Craigslist hit, or boom, I might get a Thumbtack hit, and I charge $125 an hour, 2-hour minimum. Now, keep in mind, you will have a helper on a lot of these orders. Let's say I'm doing the move, so I will have to pay somebody. So let me be more transparent. The whole $250 not going to me, but what I like to do is I'll either do a 70-30 split, or I may pay my helper hourly, $25 an hour, $30 an hour maybe. It just depends on how many hours I'm estimating. Now, if I'm building up with these small orders and I do get a Thumbtack hit, or I do get a Craigslist hit, then my day just went from okay to a really, really good day. So just keep that in mind. You know, it doesn't always happen that way, but it's just good to remember during this slow season. Accept what you can. Make sure you have your own personal services available on different platforms, and just try to do a combination of both. I know everybody wants a local contract, and that's a whole different conversation. You definitely want to add that into the mix as well. But at the very least, what you can control right now is making sure you have your own personal business as well as these apps. So feel free to hit me in the comments. Feel free to hit me on email. Feel free to grab the course. You know, I'm always giving game. I'm always giving gems. I definitely don't mind spilling the game. But if you want all the resources in one spot, you can always grab the course. The link is going to always be inside the description. I'm not pushing it heavy on nobody, but it is there for people who are interested in this business and want to take it a step further. Other than that, you can always get a lot of information on YouTube. I know when I first started, I got tons of information on YouTube. I feel like it's enough information for you to get started. If you do have the time or want to spend the time, you definitely can do your own research and do your own due diligence. Build your own resource list, find your own couriers, find your own local contracts, research all the apps. You definitely can do that by yourself. I encourage it. But again, for those who rather just have everything in one spot, click of a button, get everything they need, I got it for you. Stay locked and loaded. I'm TJ, ODO Delivery, one day or day one. Let's get it.